Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy Raph, back with another goddamn video, man. In today's video, we're gonna be discussing for our 950 subscribers. By the way, check out the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for 955 subscribers instead of 950. I appreciate you guys all for subscribing. We're currently 45 away from the 1,000 milestone, man. And also, thank you guys so much for blowing this video up. 3.8K views. That's madness, bro. We got some big videos coming for 1K, man. All I can tell you is that it's gonna be a montage, but it's gonna be a little different, But back to the topic, man. We're gonna be discussing two main topics that I get asked a lot. All right, number one is how to improve your movement. Number two is how to improve your aim. All right, and it's gonna be as quick as possible because I did actually record a previous video and I scrapped it just because that ended up being 20 minutes long. So basically, I'll try my best to make this as short as possible, but let's just hop right into our sensitivity and loadouts because most of you guys are asking for that. Let's hop into that right now. Alright, so here we are at the loading screen, and we're going to go on ahead and hop into our gun builds, aka my first build, obviously QXR. You guys want to go crazy. Just don't use this gun at range because it has the worst accuracy ever. Take a screenshot if you guys want to try it out. My AMAX build, number 2. This AR I kind of use here and there. Really, I personally don't use ARs that much just because it's a hardcore SMG meta. But if you guys want something new, go for this weapon. Yet again, this build has decent accuracy. It's not amazing, but it's just kind of okay accuracy. Really, don't use this gun at range anyways, just because it's a pretty hardcore needle shooter. But my third gun in my loadouts is my ASM-10. Obviously, this build is it's a little decent, really. It's what you want to use if you want that suppression and some range increasement. If you guys want to have better range and better overall stats, you put on marksman barrel for the suppressor, and this is going to give you the best overall stats. And so this is going to balance out your gun the most, but at the same time, your mobility is really down. So not for me, but if you guys want to try that out, try that out. AS Val build, really, I don't actually use the 200mm barrel or the 200-meter barrel, whatever it's called, just because of the fact that it slows you down too much, in my opinion. So I use this instead. Really good all around. Kind of has some recoil, but if you can master the recoil on this weapon, this thing is actually insane. The only reason why I stopped using this weapon is just because I like QXR and QQ9 and Fennec. I like those faster guns more than this, really. So if you're still an AR main, go ahead, try that gun out. Going ahead, our Fennec. You obviously need to. I took out my Bison for my Fennec just because this weapon is hardcore meta right now. It's absolutely ridiculous how strong this weapon is. But yeah, if you guys want it, this is a pretty basic build. Take it, go ham. Let's move on to our next gun, and our last gun, our QQ9. Really, this weapon right here, it's good, right? But the only thing that really holds it back is not being allowed to use toughness. Really, this weapon's amazing if you can put toughness, but at the same time, quick fix is just better. You need quick fix to play this game right now, to be honest with you, especially with the Fennec meta and stuff. But if they do tend to ban that weapon or that perk in competitive, this weapon would become meta again. I promise you that. But other than that, really, let's go on ahead also hop onto our sensitivity because most of you guys are asking for that. If I might scroll up real quick, I do play speed acceleration at 135. Camera sensitivity all over here. If you just go down to our firing sensitivity, it's all over here. And let's hop into our basic sensitivity, which is over here. Swipe a little bit down, and this is my other sensitivity if you guys want that. I do also play always sprint unless I'm playing S&D. If I am playing S&D, that's my walk sensitivity, but if not, I do play always sprint at all times, and I'll explain why in the second part of the video. That's my field of view, max field of view, of course, and that is my marker settings. And last but not least, my HUD. If you guys want to take a screenshot and try out my HUD, there you go ham, go crazy, and I'll catch you guys in the second part of the video, y'all. Alright, so we are loaded into a training room match real quick, and on the screen right now I'm going to be showing you guys why you need to be playing with always sprint. Alright, on the left part of the screen it is going to be me playing with always sprint on, and the right side is going to be me playing with always walk on. Alright, in other words, no always sprints. Okay, and basically as you can see on the left part of the screen, I'm putting minimal effort into moving my joystick to the top of my whole joystick area, right, the whole circle, right, and obviously I'm able to sprint as easily as possible. On the right, you're actually walking when you aren't doing that, right? When you play with always walk on, you know what I mean, you have to have your joy. It's really inconsistent. It's the same thing with coming to the second part of getting better movement. which is your sensitivity. All right, some people like to play fixed speed, and obviously fixed speed is okay. Fixed speed is the most consistent. If you don't feel comfortable using speed acceleration, which I recommend, obviously, because speed acceleration gives you a lot more capabilities, but if you're not comfortable with that, go with fixed speed. All right, but basically, right, your whole movement relies on two things. Number one is your sensitivity. Number two is really how you have your button set up, right? This is a little weird. Maybe some people are like, why does my HUD really matter? And this is why. All right, the crouch button and the jump button have to be right beside each other in order to actually like have good movement. All right, here's why. When you have the jump button and the crouch button right beside each other, and your joystick right there, right, when you're playing with always sprint, you're able to tap those buttons really easily, and it makes your movement really fluent. You know what I mean? You're able to do a lot of things like this. You know what I mean? You're able to slide jump, juke jump. You know what I mean? If you want to peek somebody behind the wall, you could do that. You could do that. You could turn around, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get away from someone, you could turn around and just shoot them. Really, basically, all this is because I have my jump and my crouch button right beside each other, and I'm also always playing with always sprint. All right, if I were to play with walk mode on, however, it would actually be much more, it wouldn't be bad until you like accidentally start walking, right? It really depends on what your walk sensitivity is at. Mine is actually at, I believe, 65, and that's because I do like that whenever I play SMD. Really, I do recommend using walk mode when you're playing search and destroy, but respawns, turn on always sprint. It will not punish you. You know what I mean? If you ever want to walk, you can just ADS walk if you have a fast SMG. Really, but back to the topic. Playing, you need to have these two buttons, the jump and the crouch button, right beside each other. You need to have always sprint on, and you need to have good rotation sensitivity. The reason why I say good rotation sensitivity is basically if you have really low sensitivity, you're not going to be able to do stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Where you try to like flick your screen to the very right or to the very left. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, right? You're not going to be able to do that if you play with low sensitivity or if you don't have speed acceleration on. Well, you can do it with speed acceleration, but like I said, it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be less consistent, you know? That's why I recommend, like, some people can make it happen, right? But I just recommend if you're feeling it, practice speed acceleration. It'll help you out. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this little flick, all right? So basically, you want to sprint top right, you want to go move forward, and you want to flick your right thumb or wherever your character's aiming at. You want to flick it to the right. You tap crouch. When you're sprinting, you're obviously going to slide, so you slide and then you turn back. We'll do it in slow motion. We'll do it normally once, and then we'll do it in slow motion. All right, that's how you do it, and I'll do it in slow motion. Alright, and basically, that's how you do that. Really, that's one movement trick I can teach you guys. The other one, which is like jiggle peeking, or just jump peeking somebody, or I don't know how do you call this, but basically, let's say this is an enemy right here, and you don't want to like go like this. You don't want to slide peek because you're letting yourself vulnerable. So what you want to do is you slide, you jump back. Basically, slide, jump back. You can take as much time. Don't take too much time doing that, really, but the faster you do it, the better it'll be, and the harder you'll be able to see on the enemy's POV. Basically, how do you do this? You're sprinting, sliding one side, and you're going to turn all the way around, jump to the other side. We'll do it fast motion one time, and we'll do slow motion the next. Alright, and here's slow motion. Basically, it's really easy to do that. Really, all this really is because I have both my jump button and my crouch button right beside each other. So that's really two basic movement tips I can teach you. I hope those two tips and those main tips really helps you improve your movement, because I want to get forward with this as fast as possible. So let's move on to our second part of the video, which is how to improve your aim. Alright, and how to improve your aim, basically, we gotta stay in the same training room, man. And hear me out. Aim, alright? Aim really comes based off of one main thing, and that is obviously your sensitivity, okay? What part of your sensitivity? Everything, alright? Here's why. So, right off the bat, you have to really, I know a lot of you guys want to, you know what I'm saying, when you're in that little spot of your whole COD M career, and you need to like try out new sensitivity, I promise you, use your own sensitivity and practice with it. All right, on the screen right now, it's gonna be a website, aka Hawksnest's website. This is where I got my sampled sensitivity from, you know what I mean? So basically, how do you get your sensitivity into this calculator or whatever it's called? All right, if you look back on the screen right now, right, we're gonna go into settings, we're gonna go into our sensitivity, right, and we're gonna go to camera sensitivity, and basically standard sense is what we want to be paying attention to. All right, and basically you're gonna want to, so you look to the very right, and you're gonna basically want to swipe your screen right? And basically find what sensitivity marker is good and will allow you to do a simple 180 turn. For me, it's 180 degrees, and I play on an iPhone XR, so it might be different if some of you guys play iPad, some of you guys play phone, whatever you guys play on, it might be a little different for you. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta body that first. Find what a good 180 turn sensitivity counter is for you, you know what I mean? Find that, and then you want to go to the website, put that in, and calculate. It's really simple. And I'm gonna be honest with you, use that as your base sensitivity. Don't copy anybody else's sensitivity. The reason why is because those guys don't copy my sense, because my sense is mine. You know, obviously I know how to play with it, and everybody's sensitivity is really different. Just like HUDs, everybody's HUDs are different, right? So honestly, use that website, grab yourself a base sensitivity, because that will give you the best base sensitivity, honestly. And you just put it in, you input it, and you play around with it, and basically that's how you're gonna get your sensitivity. If it's too high, you put it low. If it's too low, you put it too high. You get the point, man. But your whole aim, however, that's how you that's how you get your base sensitivity. All right, and how to improve your aim, really it depends on like how, like what you're aiming with, right? And basically how you improve your aim is really simple, right? It's actually two things, right? Number one is your sensitivity, which you got over, and number two is actually your game sense. All right, and some of you guys are like, why does that matter? And I'll explain to you right now. All right, obviously when you're going against like good players that will actually start strafing and do some sort of movement, right? Basically what you have to do is you have to how I counter that, obviously. All right, it's pretty easy. It's all about predictability. All right, and what does that mean is basically you have to assume, if let's say we're versing somebody who's strafing, all right, like let's say this character over here is strafing, all right, let's say the target is strafing. Basically if they're going like this, you know what I'm saying, it's really hard to hit them. Basically you want to make your aim a little zigzag. All right, this might sound a little bad, but this is actually what I do whenever I'm versing somebody who's strafing point blank, right? You got to make your aim a little zigzag, go left right, and basically that'll help you actually hit them more easily, right? Because obviously they're strafing, so you want to predict and you want to pre-aim, you want to pretty much assume where they're going to, right? Where their character is moving to. The same thing if somebody's like, for example, sliding on your screen, right? Let's say this enemy sliding. Basically you want to pre-trace them. Make sure, like, let's say this target right here, somebody who's sliding, you want to pre-trace them, pretty much shoot ahead of where they're going. All right, it's really it's kind of hard to explain, but once I get a hand cam, it'll be much more easier. So basically just pre-trace, assume where they're going to, you know what I mean? Really, it's all in your head. This whole game is in your head. However you think about it is how it's gonna, like, how the end result's gonna be. All right, so basically that's how you counter somebody who's like sliding. You want to pre-trace them, pretty much trace in front of them. All right, and if somebody's doing something like this where they go slide jump or like something like that, basically you want to make your aim go like that. You want to pretty much bounce your aim, like how they're bouncing their character. Really, all this depends on your reaction time, and it also unfortunately depends on some things you can't change, which is your ping. Unless you can actually change your ping, get better internet, which most people really can't do, unfortunately. It really depends on that. So, but don't let that stop you, right? Don't let like some things you can't change stop you from not being good, right? Even you can change some things like this, for example. Your whole game sense about like countering somebody when they have movement, right? It's pretty, I promise you. That's really all I can explain on how to improve your aim. I'm sorry if I kind of let some of you guys down, but I promise you, it's really hard to explain how to improve your aim when you're not showing a hand cam and stuff. And don't worry, I'm working on that really soon, right? So if these tips did help you guys, let me know in the comment section. Smash the like button. If you guys are new, a sub to the channel would be much appreciated, because really we are 955 subscribers. You know, that's insane. I can't believe it's that last video that we did just blew the hell up. So thank you guys all. Thank you YouTube algorithm for that. So really, I would appreciate if you guys are new to smash the like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you guys next video, bro. Peace out, y'all.